The time is 6:30 in the evening time on this Wednesday evening, May 24th, 2017. And it is time now for the Peter Channel Evening News on this Wednesday evening, May 24th, 2017. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter J. Wiggins at 6:30 p.m. Top story in the Peter Channel Evening News at 6:30 p.m. on this Wednesday evening is protests demonstrated outside the Capitol. Republican members of the House newly passed a health care bill this month as GOP health bill will leave 23 million more insured in a decade, CBO said. A police officer stood guard outside the Manchester Islamic Center, a former church also known as Didsbury Mosque, where the Abadi family worship is. Police investigating network of Salman Abadi, the Manchester bomber. Vatican City, Pope Francis welcomed President Trump to the cradle. Roman Catholics on Wednesday delivering a message of peace, even as the pontiff emphasized real as the world's most moral counterpoint to the president's nationalist agenda. Despite retracting his own article linking last summer's murder to the Democratic National Committee's therapist, staffers to the DNC's hack emails, and WikiLeaks. Fox News did not pressure host Sanhane to do the same in the person with a direct launch. U.S. Secretary of Education Betsy DeVos answered a battery of tough questions Wednesday for the first time since her confirmation hearing. President Trump sounds exactly how you expected in a chat with strongmen the other day. Chris Parker came to the Manchester Arena as an anonymous beggar. President shuffled near the crowd of exiting Iran grunting fans and hopes that he might pocket some spare change. And almost been helped after Manchester blast. Beijing and Taipei court on Wednesday ruled in favor of allowing same-sex marriage, paving the way for Taiwan became the first nation to legalize same-sex unions and cemented its status to be given for LGBT rights. President Trump will come face-to-face with European leaders Thursday and Friday in what will likely be the toughest test of a 9-day trip abroad. Top Russian officials discussed how to influence the Trump aides last summer. President Trump's 2018 spending plan landed outside in the front of the House Budget Committee on Wednesday, where Office of Management and Budget Director Mick Mulvaney held a criticism in the blueprint mainly from Democrats with one outspoken. Senator John McCain said Dems killed, leaving the FBI shot. Thursday's special House election Montana offers an early and important test for Democratic Party candidate win over districts and states that loved Donald Trump just last year. A monster of uninsight has buried the quarter-mile section of the scenic coastal highway in California's Big Sur region, Pond Fresh, Missouri, on a remote area that hasn't seen the road fully passable for months. The Pentagon plans to deploy 8 additional ground-based interceptor missiles at Fort Greely, Alaska, according to its U.S. Missile Defense Agency. Placed in the Indonesian capital, Jakarta said a police officer died in a suicide bombing near the Kampung Maldo bus station. The Prime Minister of Nepal resigned Wednesday after only 9 months in office. A South Korean diplomat caught molesting a teenage girl in Chile was indicted for sexual assault in his hometown. GOP's lawmaker President Trump's budget chief on Wednesday defended the president's proposed spending cuts, which aim to free up trillions of dollars in acts federal programs. The U.S. Coast Guard continued search on Wednesday for the missing boaters about a mile northeast of Tybee Island in Georgia. The Senate Intelligence Committee issued 2 new subpoenas targeting businesses operated by President Trump's former National Security Advisor, Michael Flynn. Lowe's reported the lower first quarter earnings despite strengthening the asset sector and a strong sales report by rival Home Depot. Graco Children's Products is recalling $25,490 for convertible car seats because of serious injury risk, the safety official said. Hawks and Mexican wall plan dealt blow by house. Man held on conspiracy charges after wife allegedly sneaks drugs into Attleboro court. Project man accused of stealing drugs at a Seacock hotel held without bail. Mansfield residents complain about clogged side streets due to Constable Xfinity Center. Now, Norton Police Chief Brian Clark has met with Jeff Mann, General Manager of Xfinity Center, to discuss last evening serving and another incident. Xfinity Center realized it's an issue when it's working with non-officials and residents to solve the issue. Fees increasing at Norton schools. Attleboro drunken driver found asleep in his rental car at Cumming Farms in February, pleading guilty to a 4th offense drunken driving charge in Attleboro District Court on Wednesday. When our man picks up news shoveling charge accused of stealing liquor from Attleboro's shop. North Attleboro police arrest Providence man for identity fraud. That's the dilemma that U.S. central bankers face right now as they warn the wide low levels of economic slack on raising prices. TSA will be testing an ad screen on screening on carry-on bags and items at nearly a dozen U.S. airports. The program has potential to be expanded to other airports nationwide. Ford's new chief executive officer, 62-year-old former office furniture executive, and attacked the jump-starting the world's oldest automaker amid frustration of the stock price and going threats from Silicon Valley rivals. These are the worst times to leave and return to Boston this Memorial Day weekend. Looking at stocks now up 74.51 points at 21,012.42. S&P 500 up 597 points at 24.39. Nasdaq up 24.31 points at 6,163.02. Investigators who studied the crash of the European Space Agency share apparently lender on Mars last year have recommended more stringent system computer model than before a joint launch of a joint European-Russian landing craft in 2020 to avoid Trump's 2018 budget requests X and 5 NASA Earth science missions. Freeze-dried mass sperm that spent 9 months in space has been used to produce heavily rodent offspring back in their Japanese. Researchers have said this week. Cannabis, which found in marijuana plants, reduced the number of convulsive seizures in children with a seizure and often fatal epileptic disorder, according to research published on Wednesday in the New England Journal of Medicine. Alcohol and marijuana may be most commonly used recreational drugs, but match of mushrooms may be the safest on new survey finds. The man's losing battle with heroin was laid out right in the nightstand a halfway house. There were 3 morning doors, so include a call geared toward keeping the person pointed at heavenward. Peter Channel News Time. 6:36 on this Wednesday evening, and it's time now for a sports report. The Boston Red Sox will be taking on the Texas Rangers. Game time 7:10 p.m. out in Fenway Park. And the Norton Lancers defeat the Acton Buckspur 1-0 in girls varsity softball to move to 21 in the season, while the boys lacrosse teams fell to Norwood 12-9. Haven't already started 2 movies with Guard 17. Rob McCox has to move on. The novel Centauri Never. Music videos. The New England Patriots tight end stars in the protagonist in 3 LAU's recent production On My Mind. Manchester United won the Europa League to qualify. Jose Mourinho's up and down first season at the club of success, but his expectation demands will rise exponentially going forward. Boston Celtics wiki Jaylen Brown is closer to Thursday's Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals against the Cleveland Cavaliers to the white hip corner, the team that announced Wednesday. The Atlanta Falcons might insist they over their heartbreaking Super Bowl 51 loss to the New England Patriots, but the rest of the NFL is going to let them live it. Retired slugger Dave O'Jays called into the special congratulations wishes to the graduates of the Wheaton Lions baseball team, as they will be in the D3 NCAA World Series at Appleton, Wisconsin at 8:45 p.m. on Friday night against Cal Lutheran in a best-of-3 series, and also participating in the special graduation ceremony via chat from Dennis Hennel is Wheaton alum Chris D'Onofrio. So, rock on baseball. Peter Channel News Time is 6:39 on this Wednesday evening, and it's time now for Extravagant Treasure to the Park. Beep beep. Let's stay off in material where one line is spirits with modern laser to signal problem at LY. So one, that's the one spirits with modern laser to traffic on the commuter rail. It is Providence train 825 4 p.m. from substations up in 5 minutes late between Mansfield and Wickford Junction to Amtrak train traffic. Providence train 8:30 5:30 p.m. from Wickford Junction operating 5 minutes late between Providence and South Station to Amtrak train traffic. And Thursday out, Lung Gag. Alright, looking at some highways and byways of New England. 95 northbound tires, so between Greenwich and Bridgeport. 95 is southbound tires, as well as the Greenwich stretch. Red Pocket eastbound south, so between Greenwich and Bridgeport. 84 eastbound south, also between Denbury and Newtown, and then Hillbrook and both ends of 84 around Waterbury and westbound 84. It's slow on West Harvard to downtown Harvard, Connecticut. Alright, Route 395 the northbound side, also after Route 2 out in Norwich, Connecticut. Route 6 on the westbound side, also around Killeen after the Rhode Island border. Central Western Massachusetts highways out, looking good. 969 carriers from the westbound side, also around Route 95 in downtown Providence. Manhole Bridge on the northbound side, the Little Soul just ran at Bristol Portsmouth Stretch in Rhode Island. 95 on the southbound side, the sold between South Main Street and Sherman or the Route 495 out in Mansfield. 24 on the southbound side, so after Route 128 out in Kenton. Route 128 southbound side, so between Route 1 and Norwood at the Route 24 in Kenton. 120 southbound side, also at Braintree Split. 120 to the northbound side, also at Route 28 out in Randolph. Route 3 in the southbound side, also ran from the Split all the way down around Route 18 in Weymouth. Southway Expressway, both ends stop and go from Quincy all the way to the Mass back in Boston. And Southway Expressway southbound side is backed up all the way to the Braintree Split. Mass back on the eastbound side, also ran going around the Logan Airport. Mass back westbound, stop and go between the Logan Airport and Boston all the way to Route 120 Weston. 120 on the northbound side, so between Waltham, Route 2 and Lexington. 120 on the northbound side, it's all between 4-225 Lexington area to Redden. 93 both ends downtown Boston back up 7 tunnels, slow Callan tunnels, looking at Route 1 on the northbound side, so between Revere and all the way up to Route 120 and Peabody. 120 on the northbound side, so between 4-225 Lexington all the way to Linfield. Route 3 on the northbound side, so between Burlington all the way up to Route 113 up in Kingsburg. 93 on the northbound side, it is stop and go between Zangenberg and Boston all the way to Route 128 out in Redden and then Hippick to get break again between 495 and 230 up in the Lawrence Methuen area. Interstate 93 on the northbound side of Worcester and 30 New Hampshire. Route 101 on the westbound side of Worcester, Manchester, New Hampshire. Interstate 87 on the southbound side of Worcester, Route 11 in Plattsburgh, New York, and Highway 15 on northbound side of Worcester, 7 correct headed towards Montreal. And Interstate 88 eastbound side of Worcester around Cooperstown, New York. Peter Chill News time is 6:42 on this Wednesday evening, and it's time now for a weather report and hazard weather outlook, because heavy rain Thursday night and Friday morning may result in minor poor drainage, street, highway flooding. Okay, 7-day forecast goes like this. For tonight, mostly clouds go about 50 degrees, east wind about 6 miles an hour. Becoming common in the evening. Thursday, showers like me after 10 a.m. Punch bug up to 11 a.m. west. Clouds go about 57 degrees, east with about 8 to 11 miles an hour. Just patient 30%. New percent between a quarter and an inch possible for Thursday night. Showers and possibly a thunderstorm. Some storms produce heavy rainfall. Areas of fog blow around. 52 degrees, north for about 6 to 9 miles an hour. Just pitches 9%. New rain by about 3/4, 1 inch possible for Friday. Showers likely and possibly a thunderstorm. Patch back before 10 a.m. wise. Clouds got about 61 degrees and north for about 6 to 8 miles an hour. Just pitches 0%. New percent between a half to 3/4 inch possible Friday night. Just showers main before 9 p.m. Patch back up to 2 a.m. wise. Mostly clouds got about 50 degrees and light northwest winds. Shutdown 30% for Saturday. Most clouds got about 69 degrees and Saturday night. Patch back up to 2 a.m. wise. Partly clouds got about 50 degrees and Sunday. Patch back before 8 a.m. wise. Patch got about 69 degrees and Sunday night. Chance of showers after 10 p.m. Patch back after 3 a.m. wise. Clouds got about 33 degrees and anticipation is 40%. Memorial Day, chance of showers. Patch back mostly. Clouds got about 69 about 54 degrees and anticipation is 40%. And for Tuesday, chance of showers. Put the center of the mostly cuts at 77 about 37 degrees and anticipation 30%. And for Wednesday, most clouds got about 76 degrees and currently and Taunton it's overcast and 63. And Naughton it's partly cloudy and it's 66, and in Mansfield it's partly cloudy and at 63, and that is gonna be it for the Peter Channel evening news on this May 24th, 2017 on a Wednesday evening. I'm Peter. Have a good evening with a good bye day, and I'll see you at 11 o'clock for a land report. Hope you all have a good evening.